Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on this very hot January afternoon. And today I thought that we could make a tag video, something a little bit more fun, more light. Now, I very much enjoy tag videos, but I gotta admit, I haven't made one in about 2 years. And I feel actually that these last 2 years, our outdoor community, our YouTube outdoors, bushcraft, gear review channels have kind of really dispersed. So I think a tag video would be nice to kind of just build up camaraderie again. So while I'm out here relaxing, I thought, how about we just talk about everybody's favorite subject, knives. So I want to do a 3-knife tag video. Now there's been several of those before in previous tags. So this one I want to change it up a little bit. And I want to talk about your first knife ever when you were first getting into the outdoors. Now, I'm not talking about, the Ninja Stars you bought from the flea market when you were 12. I'm talking about, like, when you first decided to seriously take camping and skills and all that stuff seriously. What was the knife you bought? And if you have it, that'd be even better, so you can discuss it and show it off. And then moving on from there, let's fast forward all the way to now. So it's been 20 years. If it's been 1 year, it doesn't matter. But let's fast forward to now. And what's the knife that you're carrying currently? How has your style in knife changed? How has your experiences, your skills have altered the way you view knives or your taste in them? And then that's the second knife. And then the third knife is going to be, what's the knife that you're eyeing? Now let's be completely honest here. We love knives, and even though most of us have more than enough knives for the rest of our lifetime, we always have that eye out. We have that eye out for something that really grabs your attention, and you know that one of these days when you have a couple extra silver in your pocket, you're just going to have to buy it. So let's go ahead and discuss that. So it's past, present, and future. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. First thing I bought was a Camilla's folding knife from Walmart. It was like $30. Honestly, I didn't do anything with it. I showed it off for like 2 weeks and then I lost it. So I'm not going to count that one because not only did I lose it, but at the same time, I didn't do anything with it when it comes to skills. So fast forward, right after that, I ended up buying a knife from Bud K. And you know I'm a rookie when I'm buying stuff from Bud K. But here's the knife that I purchased. This right here. Now this may look like a K-Bar USMC knife. It is not. It is some Chinese imitation, some knockoff. It was only about $25, guys. You get what you pay for. So it's pretty cheapy. Once again, not knowing much about knives other than get a fixed blade knife. Really, I mean, this thing is uncomfortable. It's heavy. It doesn't sharpen well. But I gotta give it its credit. Being this large and being this tough, it's about 1/8 inch thick. It was able to give me my first batoning. So stuff like this, I would see it online, so I imitated it, and this knife did very well. As you can tell, it's a very large blade, very bulky, so it handled that just fine. Not only that, the spine is reasonably sharp. I wouldn't say it's the sharpest, but it was sharp enough to, when I first bought a ferro rod, it helped me make a fire with it. So my first ferro rod fire, my first batoning, and also helped me with butchering my first rabbit. Now, look at the size of this thing. It is not designed for butchering small game, and it was very clumsy. But once again, you got to give its credit. I mean, it helped me butcher that rabbit, and we cooked it up. So like I said, a lot of my firsts when it comes to the outdoors and skills. The blade itself, I have no clue what the steel is, but I mean, it's something tough because I don't take care of this knife at all. I mean, it's in my truck for months at a time, and I don't see any rusting. Obviously, the covering, the coating was some black coating that you could just scratch off. It's very crappy. But yeah, pretty tough knife. The handle is very uncomfortable. Let me show you really quick. Let me demonstrate these leather bands. Check out the palm of my hand. You'll see red marks. Well, maybe not with the sun. But yeah, trust me. When you're batoning with this thing, you feel it. Yeah, quite uncomfortable. I do like the pommel though. Now the pommel did have a little pin here, and the first week that I had it, it fell off. So I had to put it in there and put it with some glue, and it's held on just fine. So it helps with, smashing rocks or whatever, going through nails and all that. So pounding nails, I mean. But yeah, you get what you pay for like $25. Check out the sheath for it. Absolute garbage. I mean, this thing was falling apart within the first week I got it. Some cheapy pleather, a little crappy stone came in there for sharpening. And I just keep it around just because I don't want a loose blade in my truck where it can cut me in the dark if I'm not paying attention, or it could cut my gear. So I just keep it like this, but honestly, this sheath is just absolute garbage. Look at that. But once again, my first knife that helped me with my first batoning, my first rabbit, my first ferro rod fire, right here. History made. And now let's go ahead and fast forward 8 years. From 2012 to 2020, I have camped many times. I have fished, trapped, learned how to make fire in several ways, camped in all sorts of different environments. So I've definitely honed my skills, and in turn, I've become more confident in what I like in a knife, not just, something that looks cool and was affordable. So this is the knife that I've been using for the last year. I have been carrying this knife almost daily for about over a year already, and I really enjoy it. Now, this is a Green River Knives. I'm not going to give too much information on it because I do have a review coming in about a week or two. I just need to catch a rabbit for what I have planned. But I've come to realize that, one, I like simplicity in blades, and I like a very thin, slicey blade. I don't need anything that's going to be, a big chopper, because I live in West Texas. I don't have, very thick hickory trees or vines like in South America. So I don't need a machete or nothing like that. I like a slicey blade because I do a lot of cooking. So chopping through veggies and meats to make jambalaya or fajitas. And I also like a lot of hunting and gathering. So whether I'm skinning the outer layer of cactus fruit to consume the insides, or I'm gutting a trout, this just works beautifully. And just so you can notice the difference in the size and the width. I mean, the Green River's not even 1/8 inch thick. But that's the way I like my knives. I don't need a tank. I just like something that's just precise and sharp. And very simplistic. I'm not a steel snob, so this is just simple 1095 high carbon steel. And flat grind. This one you do need to file the back so you can strike a ferro rod. But I really enjoy it, guys. Like I said, I'm very historical, so I like the old school look, and I like something that's going to be far more pragmatic. So those are my first knife and my current knife right there. Okay, guys, so that's about the long and short of my first knife and my current. Once again, my first knife was some Bud K cheapy knockoff of the K-bar knife. A tough brute, I gotta say, but I quickly moved on from that. My tastes were not into that kind of knife. And currently, I have the Green River Hunter knife. Now, I have, once again, a review coming soon, so stay tuned. Love this thing, very historical. It looks like I just walked into a museum and just stole a knife from their display. And now let's go ahead and talk about knife number 3. Now, knife number 3 is a knife that you do not currently possess, but you're eyeing. It has your attention. Now, I've been interested in this brand, to be honest, not just the knife, but the entire brand for quite some time, and I'm talking about William Collins knives. Now, I've never even held a Williams Collins knife before, but they look really interesting, and if you watch his videos on YouTube, this gentleman knows what he's talking about. He knows his knives, he knows his history, but then he doesn't just settle for that. He still takes chances, and he'll experiment with different steels, with different grinds, and I admire that about him. He's pushing the genre forward, the scene forward. Now, I'll admit some of his designs can be a little too funky and radical for my taste, that I'm definitely more of a boring, traditional kind of guy, as you saw with my current knife. But there's, sometimes he'll meet right in the middle, and it's just a sweet spot. So a particular knife that I want to get from him is called the Alaskan Scout knife, I believe, and it's sold exclusively through Great Northern Knives, I believe. Now, what I like about that knife is it takes the proven design of something like a Kephart, a traditional blade like a Kephart knife, so good for woodworking, all that stuff. Once again, traditional in this genre, but the grind itself, it's changed to something like the Consbull, where it has a Scandinavian grind right here for woodworking, whether you're carving a bow drill, carving spatulas, spoons, whatever the case may be. But then it turns up into a flat grind. Very similar, the tip towards this traditional Kephart style. And I like that because a flat grind is going to be really great at slicing, whether you're slicing potatoes, tomatoes, or you're slicing, butchering game, whether it's, a rabbit, whatever the case may be, larger game, deer. So I like that. I like that balance. And once again, I'm definitely eyeing that knife. I don't think I'm going to buy it anytime soon because I'm kind of broke right now. But you never know. I might sell some stuff, and eventually get it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tag 3 channels. Now, the first channel that I'm going to tag is my buddy Leo from Irish Zombie Nation. Check out his channel if you haven't yet. Really cool guy, knows his stuff, he's really funny. So Leo, you're tagged with your 3 knives. Let's see who else. Let's go ahead and tag my buddy John from Wingman115. Now, Leo's in Missouri, John's in California, I'm in Texas. So there's, the difference in terrain. We're into different types of stuff. Like Leo's more of a hammock camper, as well as, he rides his motorcycle out camping. So let's see how that affects his setup. Okay, and last channel, I'm going to go ahead and tag my buddy Ryan from Ryan Black Coyote. So, Ryan, you've been tagged, my friend. All right, guys, so hopefully you guys can get back at me with this. Now, as for you guys watching, go ahead and comment down below your 3 knives. Let's go ahead and get a conversation going. We all love knives. And once again, I think a tag video would be nice. We haven't done one of those in a while. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Once again, be sure to comment below so we can talk about knives. And I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.